Good morning, friends. We're getting started with a gourmet breakfast this morning of oatmeal with some freeze-dried banana that I've added to it that was provided by a cousin of mine. She's awesome. Really appreciate it. These taste like fresh bananas. Oh my gosh, they are so good. So we're off to a great start. Well, we are about ready to take off for the day. Should be a beautiful day here in Washington again. Probably a little warm, but that's okay. I'm liking that better than rain right at the moment. But as you can see, beautiful green forest. We had a wonderful campsite last night. Just deep in the forest. Lots of moss, water not too far away. Today should be a lot like yesterday. But if we see anything super interesting, Top Rock will make sure I record it because he'll see it before I do. Our packs are definitely lighter every day. I'm positive I'm at least 7 pounds lighter, at least from when we left Cascade Locks. But I tell you, this Indian cuisine stuff, this fancy gourmet dining we've been doing, yeah, that's got to stop. We got to go back to some solid American food like top ramen and burritos and things, dehydrated beans and stuff that's lighter. This is our normal morning ritual. About the time the sweat starts dripping down my face and the shirt's getting wet, Top Rock takes off his puffy jacket. He's finally warm. Well, we just completed our 4-mile slog for the morning and been being treated to blueberries at the crest for our efforts. So it wasn't without its rewards. When you're hiking a long distance trail like this, you get plenty of time to think. First few days you're out on trail, you think about your physical body, your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips, your muscles, all the training you could have done to get better prepared. Honestly, it doesn't matter how much training you do because you're always going to push yourself to your limits. So if you're not well trained, you go slow and you just get better. And if you're super well athletic, you push hard. I think it was Lance Armstrong said something like, it never gets easier. You just go faster or farther or both. That's kind of like it is on the trail. So first few days, it's all about physical thoughts. The next several days, you think about food and water. Probably water more than food to start with because you're trying to figure out, am I carrying too much? But water takes a long time to dial in, so you're going to be thinking about that a lot. But food, it's like, did I bring the right stuff? Am I getting the right calories? In my case, on this trip for the first time, too many calories. I'm putting on weight. That's crazy. But anyway, so you think about food. That's the next food on the trail. Different than food on going into town. That's the next group of thoughts. After that, you start thinking about the complex puzzle questions. Things like, should I buy a new Z-Pack tent? I mean, I know I need a new tent. Mine's 5 years old. I've been fairly rough with it, and it's developed a bunch of small holes. So, it's done its job, but it could be replaced. But man, those tents, they're not cheap. So then you start doing the math. Well, it's only like 3 nights stay in a hotel room. That doesn't seem bad for a tent that you're going to carry for thousands of miles. But then I only have so many more miles to go before I get to Canada. Can I justify it? And then at that price, if I bought a new pack or a new tent every day, how long would it be before I exhausted my entire net worth? And what is my entire net worth, and how many days am I going to live? And would I run out of Z-Pack tents before I exhausted my network? You work on those tough problems. That's the next deep thinking you do on the trail. Things like that. And then randomly as you walk along, things just pop up that get your attention, like fresh fruit on the trail. Yay! Blueberries. Finally, given enough time on the trail, you move on to deep philosophical questions like, what is the meaning of life, and why does the universe exist, and what is infinity, and why are there so many people in towns, and why are there so many people on the trail, or why are there so few people on the trail, and why am I on the trail anyway? And what am I going to do when I get off the trail? You know, those deeper questions, they come later. We're not quite there yet. I'm still focused on why am I eating so much food and why am I carrying so much weight. Fun experiment with this gourmet diet we're doing this time, but yeah, now it's heavy, man. I'm going to go the other way. And hopefully in a few days we'll move on to the bigger, deeper questions, the philosophical questions, like if everything's eternal and there's only so many atoms in the universe and you have eternity, everything that ever is will be again. It's going to come around. It's just eventually, it's like the monkeys typing Shakespeare. Give enough monkeys an infinite amount of time at a typewriter, eventually they'll type Shakespeare. Yeah. Same thing with the universe. Wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be thinking about that stuff yet. I'll think about it later. Right now I'm just going to enjoy the trail. And there's much to enjoy. We're on a smooth downhill right now with nice temperatures, breeze blowing through, and plenty of shade. Happy trails, moving on. Top Rock felt I should explain what's going on here. You know, when a tree falls in the forest, that's really not the end of its useful purpose in life. Normally, when they fall down, they're called nurse trees, and other plants will grow out of the tree. This unusual case, though, this is definitely where a nurse tree played a critical role. You can see the nurse tree there to the left now. But these other trees grew out of the base of it. Normally you don't see it growing out of the roots of the old tree, but that's why those two trees, and they gotta be, I don't know, a couple 100 feet tall at least now, since this other big guy fell down. He's doing his part to help the little ones. Of course, now that it's super hot, we have hit our first opening since we left Cascade Locks, I believe. That's been, I don't know, 30 miles or so. But a nice meadow. You can see it would be beautiful and green sometimes. Today, it's like being in Southern California with beautiful pine trees on the edges. It's pretty warm out today, but the water is cool. Good news is, it's not quite ice snow melt, but it's pretty darn cold. Oh. Yeah, I see him. A bunch of ducks going upstream. You know, it's that moment. Oh, there he goes. Oh. You've already stayed under longer than I did. There you go. Top Rock is having a pretty good time in the water out there today. He's been out there about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. I lasted a good dunk and a good rinse, and then I was out. But he's been in, having a good time. It's a beautiful day, good day for a swim. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a spider underneath pine needles, but he crawls on the bottom of the water, on the ground. I don't want to kill him, so I'm going to put him back in the water. Yeah, put him in. And there he goes. It's like looks like a hermit crab sort of thing, you know, but living in a piece of a pine needle. we reached our destination for the evening. It's a really nice campground, probably one of my favorite campsites so far on the trail. It's flat, it's got lots of room. We're close to water, but not too close to water. There's no mosquitoes. It's in a beautiful forest. I think it's far enough away from the developed campground that's down the road that the dogs and people with their horns and music aren't going to bother us too much tonight, so it's pretty good. I tell you, the expedition's navigator, Top Rock, continues to present challenges to us. You know, when we left Cascade Locks, we had a 2-mile vertical climb to start with, not vertical, but 2-mile steep hill climb to start with heavy packs. We ate some food, lightened our packs, then we do a 4-mile climb. We did a 4-mile climb today, and tomorrow he's got us scheduled to do a 10-mile climb.
8 miles.
He says 8. I'm thinking it's 10 miles,
8 miles
right out of the gate in the morning. We're going to start just going up all morning.
There's 2 breaks. There's 2,
He says there's 2 breaks.
Yep, maybe a 1/10 of a mile.
Maybe a 1/10 of a mile break. Yeah. No, we're going to be climbing. We will be climbing a lot tomorrow, and we'll also be doing 18 miles tomorrow, which is the most we've done since we left Oregon. We did 15 trail miles today, but if I look at all trails and stuff, it says we did at least 16.4. But tomorrow is going to be a challenging day. Hopefully it'll be a little bit cooler, so it won't be quite so devastating as we climb, but I think I'm going to knock him out of bed early so we can get going early. Of course, we haven't been doing that bad. We've been doing pretty good about getting early.
Out by 7 usually.
There you go. So Top Rock. Anything to say for the day?
Well, we keep dropping this lens. I don't know how this happens. This is the 3rd or 4th time today we've dropped the polarizing lens.
There you
That's
go.
one thing. And the Wind River?
Wind River. That was a
Wind
good
River
swim.
was a very nice spot. We got there at the perfect time of day to really fully enjoy it, get a little hypothermia, and then get out.
Yep.
So that was nice. And I think that's the true highlight of the day.
Yeah, everything else we were just walking and making tracks in a beautiful green forest and hiking.
Which
met a lot of people.
I would say that the highlight for the last few days is the fact that we have been in the forest, because I didn't do any sunscreen for the first time, maybe the entire trail, probably. And you can do that here because we're in shade 97% of the time.
There you go.
So I like that. And we've skipped mosquitoes, which means I don't have bug repellent on me for the first time in many weeks. So I can just be gross hiker filth. And that's it.
He's not gross with that swim that we had. Anyway, folks, that's enough of a wrap up for tonight. We will see you down the trail. Tally ho.